If Wisconsin is known for two foods, it's beer and cheese. And a local brewery has taken the long road to brew its beer for more than 140 years.
That's right. Brewing is a complicated process, and I only have so much time, so I'll do my best to try to answer the question, how do they make that stuff?
There are two types of beer, ales and lagers. Ales can be brewed at room temperature. Leinenkugel makes lagers. The process is longer, and the beer is brewed cold.
Lager, the term in German, means to store, to cool, to age.
In 1867, Jake's great-great-grandfather, Jacob Leinenkugel, came to Chippewa Falls to brew his lager for thousands of lagers. L-O-G-G-E-R-S.
I'm now the fifth generation, along with my brother John, working within the industry and the company here in Chippewa Falls.
Beer is roughly 90% water, but it's the rest that is most critical. To find out how they make this stuff, I know just the guy to ask.
I call him 24/7 John. He's here constantly.
One of our specialty grains that we use, this is aromatic. It is a Munich-style barley. Cereal cooker is designed for liquefaction of corn.
Ground malted barley and other grains, such as corn, wheat, or rice, are mixed with hot water and brought to a boil. This happens in the cereal cooker and mash mixer. The combination of heat and natural enzymes from the barley breaks down the starches into fermentable sugars.
We've always used more malt than the traditional larger brewers.
The lauter tun separates the liquid from the solids.
A slotted floor where all the grain sits on top.
The product is called wort, essentially sugar water. It flows into one of two copper brew kettles where it is boiled vigorously for 1 hour. 30 minutes into the boil, hops are added,
which will give the aromatics.
At this point, the wort is over 210 degrees, so it is cooled through this heat exchanger that works like a car's radiator. It comes out near 54 degrees.
Yeast is a living organism. A very high temperature will kill the yeast off, so we have to bring it in at a cool temperature.
Yeast is a single-cell fungus that uses the sugars in the liquid to ferment alcohol. That is done here during fermentation. Each fermentation cellar holds 350 pounds of yeast.
When it does meet the parameters, we'll turn the cooling jackets on the side of the tanks, stop the fermentation, and the massive amount of yeast that's in here will all settle out to the bottom 10 barrels.
The yeast will be cleaned and used again for future brews. The beer is now sent from the fermentation tanks to the aging cellars before it goes to bottling. The bottles are filled, then capped at a rate of 465 per minute. They are then pasteurized. This doubles the beer's shelf life. The bottles are given labels, and they are boxed up. The boxes are stacked on a pallet, and then stretch wrapped, and taken to the warehouse. At Leinenkugel's, the brewing process can take up to 30 days.
We truly believe that the flavors, the specialness, and waiting a little bit longer to brew a great beer is well worth it.
For News 18, I'm Chris Stanford, and that's how the Chippewa Valley brews beer.